Hi, welcome back channel, TrainStation2. Alright, unfortunately we only get second in the first competition. Having this one train for this tricky job basically deters the progress. So we stuck with that job for a couple of hours, couldn't get any progress at all. So that's always the luck factor that we got to take into consideration when even though you put in all the gems or the union dollars and or the goal you wouldn't be achieved the first place. So I unlocked the airport as well as the bridge to the airport itself. So with that, we have basically unlocked a few more of the jobs. It seems like there is no hurdle in terms of the progress for the jobs, but it's just that the requirements being asked for in this event realized is really huge in quantity. So that's really painful because sometimes they keep on asking for items that you do not have. It seems like on a purpose. So that's be something that you can toy about and let me know in the comments whether it happens to you as well. Pixel likes to choose things he doesn't have and ask for them. So the fact that our warehouse is full is quite difficult to maneuver unless I throw away those precious manufactured items, which I do not really want to do that. So unless no choice, but most of the time I try to trade in for the union items. Otherwise, I'll see how things progress. So in terms of the logistics center, it does really help if you can invest in some trains, invest into the logistics center. That will actually helps you a lot in collecting the items without sending dispatches at all. So so you can see the huge amount of quantities, and most of it we do not have any of those items, so that's taking a long while to do. Because of that, spending a lot of the gems, I just find these competitions very difficult to play, coupled with the fact that we don't have the items, the quantity is high, and competitors really strong. So with all this combi, maybe it's not really lucky for me in the first event. Managed only to clinch onto the second. That gives 250 event coins. If we work hard, manage to get another two first, there may be a good chance we manage to get the legendary at the end of the fourth competition. Otherwise, we may wait until the fifth competition before lay our hands on that legendary. I think that will be a bit too late, but that will be also a factor that will be affecting whether should I be using the event keys on an epic or a legendary. As you can see, the first job that need to be done, you need a legendary. So if we can't manage to win competitions, we may have to save up 4,000 keys to claim that legendary to clear the first hurdle, which gives you a return of, I think, 140 gold parts. But after that, it'll be 100 EP. So I'm trying to clear that magical job, which none of us can do right now because we don't have any legendary train. So this is Pixel's planning as usual to make things really difficult. Alright, so currently once we finish all these jobs, sometimes the rewards is really appealing, be it especially the extra EPs, if not be it the gems, which I find appealing as well. Event keys likewise, but not as appealing as gems for sure. So looking at the amount being asked for, quantities is high. Lucky thing is that we managed to save up some gems earlier, and we managed to able to unlock those extra gems or EP. But again, with all this effort, we only managed to clinch on the second. So imagine how painful it is after doing so many of these extra jobs. But I'm stuck with the ones even until the end of the competitions. I'm still doing, and it takes me almost a day because of just one train. It is really tough to unlock that one job with a train. So it's really something to toy about. If you have more legendary, that would be perfect, because for me, I only have one of that legendary engine being asked for. So it is something about how long have you been in that region, how many of that type of trains you have. So all this comes into play for sure. Of course, union dollars being spent, we could increase the capacity temporarily But that being said, it is amount of union dollars you can spare and how much you're going to ration it in the first three competition. Seems like I may need to ration into the fourth competition if I can lay my hands on the legendary at the end of the third. So these are things that could progress along the way. Sometimes things you can't really control. You just got to monitor and progress and see how things work well, and then change your plans accordingly to achieve your objectives. So that's something that you have to do and adjust accordingly. The only thing I'm really running out is the amount of gems. That hard-earned gems are all spent. Union dollars, I should still have sufficient ration it for 2 more competitions or more. Goal-wise, I spent mostly to upgrade the common and the rare trains that I have achieved so far from the event itself. Fully upgraded, I think, by end of this event, 3 of the commons. The other 2 rare will take some time because the lack of rare parts and lack of gold for sure. Only after you completed getting that 1000 event coins train, I'll lay my hands into the coin packs, and of course with that extra coin packs, that would really come in handy. So let's take a look at right now. We are really losing out. So that's really tough at the last 2 hours. Nothing much we can do about it. As I said, this shipping port dropped is really giving a hard time. And although the bonus expired a long time ago because it took almost a day to complete it, it is something that will get it out before the start of the second competition, and hopefully we do not have such difficult jobs in second competition onwards. Definitely along the way, now that we are entering into the second competition soon, I'll save up a lot of the event items in the warehouse. So I'm going to clear up some warehouse spaces and then create lots of that event items so you can be really handy as and when we requested for. We can actually send it out. That being said, there seems like a lot of non-event items are being asked for in these competitions. So it seems that you're going to put a balance to it. I always urge you to increase your warehouse space if you could by using the 5 building technique. By laying out 5 buildings, you constantly can do a building upgrade. And with every single upgrade, you increase the population. And once suffice, you can actually do a warehouse upgrade. That's warehouse upgrading, and of course to use the additional space you have from the existing factories, the non-event factories. As usual, as I mentioned many times, input and output tray has served its purpose. Output tray, you hold those manufactured items, take a long time to produce. Then you do not need to clear them out. That actually acts as additional warehousing. And then with the production being stored, wherever you throw it into the input tray will act as your additional warehousing for raw materials. You can convert, always using the same example, chair, you convert back to timber and nails. All right, so that's all for warehousing tips. But of course, dispatcher tips would be always collect all your raw materials before you send out dispatches, and you got to think through which dispatcher jobs to send first. Of course, those that require special event trains jobs should go first, and if not, the one that asks for a special type of engine that you only have one, that must go first before the event jobs. Then after that, the balance of the jobs can proceed as usual. Balancing of your jobs requirements, you really have to think well. If not, you'll be faced with situations you send half your dispatcher out and you have half of it idling, doing nothing for an hour or so because you are stuck with no jobs to do. So these are some of the planning tips you got to do with it. But of course, easy said than done. At times you're just stuck because you don't have that items. So you really have to save up that video watching to expedite the production. That comes really handy, especially at desperate moments. All right, so now left in an hour, although we managed to fight back. But of course, you know the end results already. It's not possible. I don't know why. Probably another gem spender, or it's basically a very good player that basically planned even better, or he's just plain lucky. So at this juncture, there's nothing much you can do about it. We're left with an hour. You know, delivery takes an hour. You can't really fight well. without able to gain any extra EP for the next 1 hour. You can see here I'm totally stuck with 3 jobs that we can't complete within an hour, and definitely by the end of an hour itself we'll be desperate, but yet nothing we can do about it. So right, so we ended with second, just short of 20 EP. That's really pathetic. Right, so thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe, and have a good rest before the second competition starts. Goodbye.